Yep. Alright, let's get this out of the way first. The auto motion here in single back spread is broke. I reported this when I first saw it. Just depends on Deshaun Watson's health. And that's really it. Everything else they have. But yeah, this auto motion, what happens here is he is not going to his route, which, as you can see, is problematic because I have no outlet. Yep, that they do. But I think if they can get by that, they'll be in good shape until the Clemson game. If they, God forbid, beat Clemson, they'll be a playoff team. But anyhow, I just prefer to drag him. You can drag him. Wow, it's a hell of a break. But yeah, drag him. Well, first of all, let's explain the play. Single back spread, 61 X choice. 61 went to the left, 61 went to the right, but hey, we're not going to be too technical here. But the route there by the X receiver is going to be an option route. He's going to either run a quick out, fade, or slant, depending on the coverage. You also have a square in post option route by the slot receiver. Now, when this is in trips, the auto motion receiver is your little, check down in, and you have a fade being run by Z. The first thing I like to do, I like to see how the routes break against every zone in the game. I mean, a cover 3 is a cover 3. They treat all cover 3 the same. But with this auto motion being broken, I don't have an outlet. So that's pretty useless. Oh, well past the line of scrimmage there. But what is a little bit disappointing is that, like I said, they read all versions of cover 3 the same, whether it's cover 3 press, cover 3 cloud, or all coverage cover 3. So he's still going to run the out route here instead of just converting to the fade. So if I see this look, I just do it myself. And I like to hot route this guy here until this is fixed to a drag. I also like to do that as a change up as well, even when the auto motion does work. Because you need a check down. You gotta have some kind of check down. And it'll put users in a position where they have to commit to either Sanu's route or Hardy's. Because Hardy against cover 3, he's gonna convert to a square and get in that tender area behind the linebacker and in front of the safety. See the shallow cross coming. So basically, if a user chooses this, you hit that. You can also put against a press single high look that option route on a comeback. and hope he can get over the corner's head underneath. If I have to high point that, I'm going to be really annoyed. No, come on, Matty Ice, cooperate with me. Nope, it's not gonna let me do it. Let me put the ball in the opposite hash. Give it more room, see what happens. Give it some more room to work. Yeah, does that look like to be a viable option? I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it through there. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that through there. That's not gonna work. So basically that leaves the fade as the best option here if he's pressed up against a press zone. And you hope you don't get hit, and you can throw a high point one-on-one to him if you want. But really, against this, if he can't break that, I'm looking Sanu to Hardy. Right in that little area here. Because think of it as a user backer. With this year's game, you can't just buzz around the entire field anymore. So you gotta commit to one of these two levels. Either this or here. Deep out might be difficult as well. I'll try the deep out, but they play that deep sideline much better from cover 3 this year, as they should. Again, this is broke. He's not going to do anything. Yeah, deep out's not going to work. If I put him... if I put him on a seam route, that frees him up. So if I put Sanu down to seam, that should help to occupy him a little bit. Because he has to reroute him, and that'll open it up. There you go. It'll also open up the quick out. Because Julio Jones, he's always going to run that quick out versus cover 3. You can also smart route it. So if we streak Sanu down to seam, boom. Oh, wow, good play. I am labbing my favorite offense, Mr. Maddox. I've been running this offense since NCAA 10. There we go. So you have that option against a press look. You can smart route that. I don't think it'll get open without that drag, though, occupying that slot defender. Yeah, it won't, because you're going to have to occupy this guy with something. What we could also do here is drag the fade route here. So if you do that, you have your deeper out route on the option route conversion here. And you have your cross square in combo. I'm using the Jets and the Panthers. He's got to collision him. You can't let him go free on the seam. So now we have our one-on-one here to the outside with that. Ball's already out. And this is a backside tag that June likes to do. Choice drag. Where he'll drag the outside receiver on the opposite side. And now you have your high-low here. With your square in there. And that's how it'll play out against all versions of cover 3. You just got to be careful of things like, you know, defensive line spies. So if you're dragging one of these two guys here, either Sanu or Ridley, you got to wait for that to kind of clear. Jesus. But being able to smart route that choice route to Julio is very nice because that'll open up a deeper out route. Now, in the shotgun trips, you don't have to worry about the auto motion borking out. It's a lot easier to set up. Let's go against dollar. Everyone and their mother loves to run dollar. You know, they're going to run the same routes because they convert against all forms of cover 3, no matter what type of cover 3 it is. I'm just getting beaten up here because I'm in practice mode. Only thing I will change a couple of things here. Change that fade route because he does a little hitch in there. But against a press cover 3, the out route's going to take some time to get open on the left, unless we occupy one of those defenders there. So we can do a couple of things. We can motion to 2x2. Now we have our quick out. And we can still smart route it. And we can still run choice or drag. Yeah. Ooh. What I think is also a possibility is wheeling Coleman out here. Yeah, that's a tough play. It's a tough throw. They play the out route so much better. but I still think that can work. Nah, gotta wait for that to, gotta let that to develop a little bit. That should be able to occupy that guy, though, you would think. Nah, it's not gonna work. I don't like that. Nope, scratch that idea. Low point passing it, you say? Like that? That's not gonna work. That won't work. You just gotta be careful with that. This works better. Nah, that's not gonna work. Yeah. I agree. The spacing on this is probably not going to be that great. Little double out. No, actually it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, you can fade him. I think I'm leaning towards that as well. If we fade him, it's just going to be, you know, one-on-one, and you just do your thing, Julio Jones. Just got to lead it away from the safety. But most people are not going to be playing press out of cover 3. They're going to be an off coverage of some kind, base aligned. But even so, off coverage, cover 3, this is cover 3 match. Let's go protect the sticks and turn it into a spot drop, since that's what most people will be doing. You know, you can get it in there. I'm labbing all the option routes right now, and then other players that I like. And same thing with the fade. Let's see what kind of throw we can make here. Probably gonna have to make a, well, we have to wait for him to, you know, clear out of there. Then it's just a one-on-one high point spec catch attempt for Julio Jones. And we can do the same thing here, motion to 2x2. We can run double outs here. This actually worked better than I thought it was going to work. And hope Robert Alford doesn't pick it off. Scratch that idea. Works better against press coverage than it did against off, which is interesting. Let's try that again. Yeah, he buzzes down hard, so Sanu's a better option there if I do that. I can fade Julio Jones like so. I can do this. Yeah, you really can. That's definitely true. Nice. I love that middle high-low there when I go to 2x2. It's really nice and clean. So yeah, there's quite a few possibilities on this route here, or on this play here, and this is also in pistol trips and trips HB weak. You see how far? He really busts down there. But yeah, that's easy enough to see. Some pistol trips. It's not in trips left though, only in trips open, but it's in also trips and trips HB weak. Now against cover 2. Just running it as is. He runs the fade, and now Hardy runs a post. So now we have a fade into this little turkey hole area here. Your little check down route in front of the linebacker. And now he converts to a post route, and you have the outside release fade here as well. Now if we deep blue that, the same thing is gonna, take place, but it'll just open up more space for the underneath receiver. Yep, you have a natural divide concept. It just opens up so much space. So the idea is that with one play, you can convert to several concepts depending on the coverage. Now I wish the option route logic was more sophisticated than it is, but it's enough to, I can work with it. It'll be hard to get that post route in there. That was interesting. Let me try that again. Huh. When you deep third the linebacker, Julio goes from fade to skinny post. So now I have a post route coming from here, in here. And he's matching it because he's the solo side receiver, so he converts to man coverage. And we can also drag Mr. Ridley behind Sanu. So now we have levels being run to the trips. We have the shallow in and and a drag. Yeah, it's man to man, but when I don't touch the mid read, he runs the fade. Jesus Christ, Julio Jones. But when I change the mid read to a mid third, watch what he does. Which works out great once he clears the vertical hook, because with the linebacker skating out, there's no one there. Because he's going to come down and play this. And this vertical hook is cleared out. Now, what I'm curious about is, let's see, I don't think I'll have time to, I doubt this will have time to develop. Let's say I motion Coleman to this side and wheel him. No. But, let's see if I motion him out. Can I motion him out into the slot? Yes, I can. Yeah, it is. But I think if you time it to where he is clearing him, you'll have space to get it in there anyway. Well, let's find out. That just caused all kinds of traffic. that was a mess. That just caused the entire play to just completely bork out. I mean, he just stopped his route. So, scratch that idea. Have him run a streak. Yeah, it borked. For whatever reason, doing that borks out Julio Jones. It's like, for whatever reason, all of a sudden, he goes into I don't know what to do anymore mode. So that's not going to be a possibility unless I change his route too. So let's say, so if I was going to do that, I would have to do something like this. That's the only way that would work. But I don't like going empty in this game very often because of, you know, protection issues. And plus, people will just start dropping defensive linemen over the middle. So that's not really a very practical thing to do very often. And plus I have to wait for him to clear out that traffic, so I don't like that. Nope, we'll scratch that idea. But everything else is easy squeezy. No one there. Or we can just don't know. That's a little bit too close together. That's better. I've been running this since NCAA 10. It definitely works against real players. Thanks for coming along. Maybe. But I don't want to get into 5 billion hot routes and just create a bunch of traffic. Whoops. Let me abort that. I want to try this against cover 4 now. You know, a cover 4 drop is a cover 4 drop. Just want to see what he does when I leave him on his own. See, I'd rather have him run a fade or a shallow cross against cover 4. Reason being, that might be a little bit too close. Or maybe not. I mean, the thing you got to worry about with stuff like this is, you know, guys doing that. Dropping a spy in there, rushing 2. And you just have to be careful because the way the spy's playing right now, they're freaking supermen. And you just have to wait for all that traffic to clear. But I don't like this against cover 4 very much. It plays very close to cover 3 from the looks of it. Right. I agree, which is why I'm focusing more on just kind of creating levels concepts for the trip side, or motioning to 2x2 and creating high-lows over the middle. But I'd still like to get them involved somehow. But I think I'm going to have to concede that that's not going to be very useful in most situations. I don't like the depth of those 2 routes there. Let's see if I drag him and drag Ridley, if Sanu gets into the play a little bit quicker. Which he does. It's much, much better. That's better. That's much better. That develops much faster, and it's better spaced. And I still have the deeper in cut. Slant him, you say? Okay. I see what you're thinking. But I think the 2 drag develops a little bit quicker. Nah, that's not gonna work. That's a terrible idea. Worth a try, but that's not gonna, unless I maybe slant him and drag him. No, don't like that either. Scratch that idea. Works better from the trip side. I can either hit him or the other guy. What I may do is basically change how I have these receivers lined up. Since I'm not going to be using that route very often, put Julio in one of the slot spots. Oh, Castle 4, you said the exact same thing. Let's go strong slot. not what I was hoping for. I thought I want to get Julio where Ridley is. But the threat of Julio out there in the slot is enough to make someone have to account for him. Or we can run the safety off and bring Sanu underneath. I want to see if that can open up the square end route. Well, yeah. I think the slant is better. Yep, I think you're right, Blackbird. I think the slant is better. The slant drag is better. If I hitch Ridley? Maybe. I like hitching Ridley better than hitching R1. So we can do that, and we can do something like this. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. Let's see what the wheel looks like. Oh, I like that. I like that one. Let's see how that works against cloud flats and hard flats. Yeah, that was kind of tight. That was against a cloud flat. Whoops. Yeah, he should. That would make sense. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You are absolutely right. Here's the cloud flat skating out. Here's the hitch. Linebacker comes down on it. And Julio's right behind it. And I have a wheel here coming out of the backfield. And we leave this guy alone. So really, running it like this, we want our best receiver here. Now against a hard flat, let's see what we get. See, he'll be in better position to play the wheel, but I wonder how. I gotta stop doing that. I'm pressing flat instead of hitch. And if we leave the cover 4 stock, that's beautiful. I like that. I'm just curious to see what will happen if I did this. That will free up that option route quick out. That didn't for some reason. Well, yeah, true. That's a good point. So I would need a very good catching traffic high point guy here in the slot. Okay. Let's put Hooper on the field. So we've gone through choice against cover 3, cover 2, and cover 4. Now, if we're ever fortunate enough to get them out of zone into man coverage against it. Well, when most people play man coverage, I'm noticing, when people play man coverage in the game this year, they're blitzing usually. Now, stock against man coverage, this is how it looks. Now against man, I definitely change Z to a comeback. Against two-man under, absolutely. I mean, Trufant's over there, but... you know, that is a route that you can definitely hit against man coverage. True. And you've seen me run this offense before, Blackbird, and online leagues. All my receivers usually end up over 1,000 yards or close to it, so they all get involved. What's going on, Mr. Ron Simpson? I like that comeback route on the trip side against man. Can we fit that in there? No. I think a high point might be able to get that in there. I'm doing great. All right, I'm determined to fit that ball in there because he's going toward the sideline. Yeah, it's going to be hard. That has potential. Touch pass? It'll hang in the air too long. I gotta get that safety the hell out of there. Only way to do that would be to do something like this. Even then, that didn't move him. So, the only thing I can really do is come back him. You mean like snap throw it? Like that? So what do you think, Blackbird? If I know I'm getting man coverage, would we change Julio to a comeback? If I know it's two-man under? Well, if I throw it really quick and high point it, I don't know. I think the comeback route is better. So the safety's coming over there to knock it out. Well, we're doing that now. You still have that square in post against two men under. Throw it just before he breaks, you say, huh? That was the closest one. That was actually the closest one. I haven't watched a WWE pay-per-view run in well over a decade. I've been running this offense, Marcus, every year since NCAA 10. So at the beginning of every... It's only been in Madden since Madden 25, so... Every new Madden, I lab it and see what has to change. Yeah, the safety is coming over there to knock that out right away. He's coming over there really fast, so it's got to be comeback. Now we can put the back. We can do a lot of things with the back. We can put the back on an out route, which is disappointing. I thought that'd be better. It does, but I wish he had more separation there. Well, I don't think I need to slant him. I think I can just leave him the way he is. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, how come the... Huh. There we go. Yeah, that safety's not gonna make that. It's not gonna allow that to happen. So we can deep come back that, send the back out, and we just have a lot of stuff we can do. Let's see if we just slant Sanu. Yeah, there's so many ways to make this play look very similar, but really different. Now, what I've been seeing a lot when people do play man, if they're not playing man under, 2-man under, they're bringing 5-6 people. Now, when that happens, we should have a party with Julio Jones on the fade. Like, they'll bring Spinner. Oh, no, we didn't. Why did he run a slant? That's when I want him to run a damn fade. Is against that. That's annoying. But he'll run the fade against man 1, I know that. Let's move these guys closer. Someone will try to do this. They might try to put a guy here in a... What am I doing? In a hard flat. Or something. Well, yeah, I mean, if you see this, then do that. But it's got to be out of there quick, though. Yeah, that's probably what they're thinking, but it doesn't work very well. There we go. When I run this in MUT, I end up seeing Spinner a lot because the guys just end up getting desperate. No, wrong guy. That becomes too much of a bang-bang play for my liking. I prefer to slant him on that situation. That's like stealing, really. still have, you know, my slant, my post. My controller's on that guy, so ignore him. I spent most of my time in online CFM, Mr. Ron. Yeah, that's viable too. I like that idea. Let's get it. Let's. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it works pretty well. Now, you know, people will take one of the backers blitzing and try to man and user him. Let's put him in a hook zone. This is the kind of mimic a user for the best we can with one guy using two controllers. Let me just see what Julio does against man one, just for kicks and giggles. Oh, now he fades. And we can do the same stuff. We can stress that through receiver hook. Oh, come on, Devon. Get out of the backfield. I mean, jeez. I hate when that happens. I got sacked, but we still had our little square in open there because he brackets him, and he runs a little square underneath the safety. But of course, the safety's here skating out into La La Land. Alright, can we do something that doesn't get Freeman booking out into the backfield like that? That's better. So basically, treat it like bubble screen if the slot's uncovered. How can we get the back involved in this without him colliding with linemen? Buddy Ryan, is that you? That's really bothering me. That'll work because a user won't be covering him. A user wouldn't. Well, it's man coverage. That's just automatic. Oh, wow. No, that was man one. Now, let's go against everyone's favorite blitz, DB Fire 2. Base of line, press, contain, bring a backer. And that'll be a user looking around. Here, I'm thinking just quick hitch it. Have a good one, Ron. Am I setting this up right? Doesn't feel like I am. And of course I can do stuff like this. Whoops, no, get back over there. If they don't bring that linebacker, it should still work. If they just bring DB Fire 2 and come on, base of line, press. No, 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 no. Stay on the fade. Yeah. Because that vertical hook is going to take that seam route. What does Julio do on this play? He runs a fade. Okay, so I think we've come up with pretty much every scenario versus most defenses you're going to be seeing. Unless that happens. I'm between controllers and don't get the play off. Nope. It's got to be super quick though. I mean, that thing comes in fast. Even if I move the back to the other side. Yeah, true. I can motion from trips to 2x2. I could do this. I really get the same thing if I wanted. I mean, I can... Boom, still there. So I think that covered a lot as far as what we can do with just 60 choice. Okay, yeah, you can do that. So if you audible to 2x2, you have HY option, where you have your hitch route built into the play. Like if we did the same thing, go against DB Fire 2, just leave it alone. That's what you get, but I don't like that fact that he'll run into that soft squat, so we can just change him and just hitch him. And really, this is basically, if you look at the play, this is basically what we have in choice on the weak side, 2x2, on the trip side, 2x2. You still have your square in post and you have your fade. Yeah. And I can shallow cross him, or I can slant him and shallow cross Julio Jones. Or I can do that and that. Like if someone does this, I mean, some other plays I love about this, or love in this playbook are circle, post or drag, switch dig, play action comebacks, switch curl post, play action read, streak option. You can do a lot of the same stuff. My controller was on that backer, so ignore that. Let's get him back on the defensive line here. Whoa, let's try that again. No, Madden's version of Go is really screwed up. Wow. Well, that didn't work. That time he actually came in and didn't release out of his route. He actually blocked the guy. That's not as good as I thought it would be. I mean, lots of possibilities. Lots of possibilities. I mean, pistol trips left. You have this double outs play, that little seamer. You have inside switch, which is a beautiful play that you can actually run now because it's spaced better. You don't like which play? Streak option. I don't know why he lobbed that. Of course, as I say that this play is, you know, runnable, I do that. I thought I high pointed that, but it goes to it figures. I jinxed the play, but anyway, we'll come to that. We'll come back to that one later. But I think the Z spot might be better. There we go. Jesus. But yeah. The problem with 60 Go is that flat route. It takes a year and a day for that flat route and that seam route to get going. Really, this flat route here should be a quick jab step into the flat to kind of make the hook curl and the curl flat be indecisive as to who is going what direction. But as you can see, it does not work that way, and you have those two routes way too close together. It's not really a very good play. What might be better is probably just inverting the damn thing. I run switch a lot. I run all the switch plays. I mean, the hitch route and hitching this does a better job of getting the intention of what the original play design is supposed to be than the actual flat route. Because how often have you seen that guy go on the flat and you can't get a read? Like that. You see the guy jamming the corner, but he's able to get back. It's a real problem. But if you hitch him, you can make a much better decision as to whether or not to take that quick little hitter or let the seamer develop behind it. And you can bring the back out of the backfield as well. Yeah, it's not very well done at all. Like, even if I fade him, it's too close. I mean, that's a little bit better, but not much. It's just way too close. They have him breaking. They have him breaking too far outside. Wow, Sanu. The play action wide receiver screens, I find them a little bit slower, actually. Between the play action and when they allow you to release the ball. You said reflatting the flat helps? I don't know. I think it's still a problem. I think the hitch is the way to go. Running Sanu on a comeback. That might work. Okay. I see what you're thinking. Not a terrible idea. But can we lead that seam throw into space? That's the question. See, I still can't get him down that seam into space. That route is just not any good. In NCAA, it was perfect, but they have him fading, and he runs right into, and it just doesn't do what it's intended to do. Which is give you a window between the corner and the damn safety. But he runs himself pretty much into one of the two. It just does not work. The way the route should look is it should be he shouldn't be stepping outside at all. The design of the route is for him to once he clears this defender here, to threaten either up here, in here, or underneath here, but it just does not work that way. And there's no real way to correct it, unfortunately. Because he'll run right into the other, you know, fade. So unless we do something else with him, there's not much you can do with it. Even if we come back him, that didn't really do much. It gives you a one-on-one there, but you know, it's not a very high percentage throw. What if I hot routed it? I still don't like it. I mean, he actually came down with that one, but let me run it to the wide side of the field. I'm running it to the short side. Let's try it to the field side. I'm pretty sure the same problem occurs. The field side's a little bit better, but I still don't like how he's bending out. We just run too close into each other. Now, if we hot routed him to a straight up streak, it's still too close. And if we come back him, it takes too long. I mean, I can hit the comeback, I think, but it's just, it's not where I want to go first. I want to go hitch, seam, comeback. Unless I say something that makes me say, okay, this comeback is an obvious throw, make it. Let's see what happens if I smoke screen him, just out of curiosity. That actually is not the worst thing in the world for a quick little catch and run. They all skate out of there. This isn't the worst thing in the world. Yes. In MUT, definitely. In online CFM, I probably won't be allowed to hot route this much. But in Mutt, absolutely. In Mutt, I am unleashing the full potential of this offense this year. But I think the smoke screen has a time and place. Let's try that deep comeback though. That's a dangerous throw though. That ball's in the air a long time. When the zone coverage defenders start to get better in Ultimate Team, that's not going to be a throw you can make. Yeah, that's a hard throw. Maybe, let's see if I can do a low pass in there. Yeah. Man, and when they have hard flat cover 3. If this was a hard flat cover 3, I can probably get that come back on the sideline there. But I don't think we can get that option route to be a viable route against cover 3. There I just did a low point pass, so I just happened, it's a catching traffic throw. Now against cover 2, I think it's doable. I mean, you got all that space there, and the mid-read skates out of there. If they don't user the deep middle themselves, or if they are using the deep middle themselves and are cheating on anything short, you can bomb this right in that hole. Against cover 2, it works great. If they deep middle that backer, you have all that space. And you also have an opening. I think you may have a chance to get the fade in between the corner and the safety. Oh, the ball has to go a freaking mile in the air. Maybe you got a shot if you don't get sacked. It takes a while. The solo corner should be in man coverage. So you could throw the curl if you can get that corner in the slot occupied. That's probably not a wise idea. Nah. Go back to where you were. He's going to come down on that wheel, so that would open up the curl behind him, potentially. If he comes down on that. Yep, you get a window there. Because now he has to play in between two receivers. Yeah, go does not go. Which is a shame, because go is a foundational concept of the entire offense. Choice is the branch off. In this game, it's the opposite. Run choice until the cows come home. Ugh. Well, I need a break now, folks, so I'm going to call it a night. I'll condense a lot of this into a video series to make it easier to follow. Javon, if you missed it, you can, watch it on my channel. As it'll be there, but I'll be breaking this up into parts, and I'll get the series rolling. But a couple of things I've learned tonight is that, yeah, the hitch is my best friend on both go and choice in general. Alrighty, folks. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to y'all later.